Well, I don't know about you guys, but I like that. I like that a lot in a weekend where OU sweeps its way, run rolls its way through the Norman Regional. The Sunday performance, in my opinion, was the most impressive of them all. Oklahoma wins at 12-1 over the Cal Bears for the 15th consecutive season. OU is heading to a super regional. Wow. And it was on the back of really good offense today, some good pitching as well, but the offense is performing at a very, very high level today. And, before the game, Patty Gasso said that she wanted to see a more complete approach, top of the order, middle of the order, bottom of the order. And she certainly got that today as OU hammers out 14 hits from 9 different hitters today. Several hitters had 2 hits apiece on the day. Oklahoma just looked really good. They looked really good. They dominated. And once again, it was a good second inning. It was a good fourth inning, just like yesterday, to really propel Oklahoma to a third consecutive run roll victory on the weekend. Look, there's a lot of teams that performed well in the regionals, and as I'm recording right now, there's still several other games currently ongoing and still games to come. Oklahoma looked like one of the most impressive teams in all of college softball this weekend. I mean, they did. I don't know who else you want to throw into that mix. Texas played a lot better softball in the Austin Regional. I believe UCLA, maybe you can throw in that mix as well. Texas A&M is in trouble big time at the moment of this recording. But Oklahoma, they just look good. It wasn't their absolute best. There's some things that can certainly be better, be it the pitching or even the base running at times, which we'll talk about. But all in all, especially offensively, Oklahoma looked really, really good. And I thought that they flexed this weekend. Oklahoma flexed and showed that if you ever doubted us, and you shouldn't be doubting us even this year, they look like one of the best teams in the entire sport. And maybe when we wrap up all the weekend action, there's going to be a lot of people from across the country saying, hey, there's some teams that looked really good, but nobody looked better collectively as a team than what Oklahoma did in the Norman Regional. So Patty wanted more production throughout the order, and I think that they got that. Your stars were stars today. Kasidi Pickering was a star today. Ella Parker was a star today. Nelly, Gabby Garcia, they were stars today offensively. And you even got some production from some players who haven't gotten a ton of at-bats this year, whether it's a Zeke, whether it's Corey Hicks. It was just nice to see a complete offensive approach tonight, and especially from the top of the order as well. I like when you get production from the bottom of the order like you did against Boston on Friday nights. But again, to win a national championship, it's going to have to be a complete team effort. But when you're getting production from the bottom of the order, that's good. But you're going to need production from your best hitters. And I think OU had, 5 RBIs and 7 hits from its top 4 hitters this afternoon. That's pretty good, especially when you only play 5 innings and get the 12 runs in a 12-1 run roll over Cal. So what do you guys think? Your big thoughts, of course, as always, drop those in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Who is your weekend MVP? Kasidi Pickering with 3 home runs. Sam Landry getting 3 wins on the weekend. You played just 3 games. Sam Landry gets all 3 wins. Agbayani, I think, was really, really fantastic this weekend. Those are the first 3 players that come to mind for me. I definitely throw out Kasidi Pickering. I definitely throw out Sam Landry. And if you wanted to get really creative, Agbayani is playing some very, very good softball right now. Those are the 3 that come to mind. So drop your weekend MVP in the comments. To just kind of go, back through the game log a little bit, Kasidi Pickering is just nobody was concerned about her heading into the regional, but she may be the MVP for OU this weekend. She may just be have the best weekend of any hitter in a regional this weekend. That's how good she was. And she started it again today. She had a leadoff home run yesterday. Today, in the top of the first inning, because OU was the visiting team, she hits a leadoff double. Now, that was one of the few negatives of the day, is what happened after that, because Pickering gets a leadoff double and you're saying, all right, we're going to start rolling it up on him here, starting in the top of the first inning. You don't get that. You had a couple of fly outs after that. Then she tries to be maybe a little bit too aggressive. Base running error, it ends the inning. So one of the very few negatives on the day was that base running error that happened in the top of the first inning. Bottom of the first inning, Sam Landry, for the most part, cruises. She hits a batter with 2 outs, but gets a strikeout right after that. And, there were a couple of instances today, and I'm not going to complain about an offensive approach or offensive day where you scored 12 runs on the day and had 15 hits, but there were a couple of instances today where you had chances in an inning to go and score a run or two, and you came away with nothing. But in the 2 innings where that happened, the top of the first inning and the bottom of the third inning, OU responded with big innings right after that. And I think that that's important because in the top of the first inning, you get the leadoff double and you don't get anything after that. But then in the top of the second inning, you get a leadoff home run by Gabby Garcia. You get a 3-run home run by Ailana Agbayani. Once again, it was a very big second inning to really kind of set things up offensively. And with Sam Landry in the circle, you go to the bottom of the second inning, up 4-0 in the game, and you feel really good about things. So there's Gabby hitting another home run. I mean, feels like she's just hit a ton of home runs recently. Ailana Agbayani, maybe when she first signed with Oklahoma last summer, you thought speed, can get on base, great defensively. You didn't necessarily think home runs were going to be a big part of Ailana Agbayani's game, and they really haven't been throughout the course of the season. But here recently, man, Ailana Agbayani has shown us a lot of power. The 3-run home run today. She hit a home run against Arkansas in the SEC tournament. I like Ailana Agbayani just the way that she is, especially defensively. I think she's really good at second base. But she's starting to add a little power here as the season goes on, and I really like the element it's brought to this offense. Cal does get its lone run in the bottom of the second inning, and then I mentioned there were 2 instances today where OU has a great chance to score a run and comes away with nothing. Top of the third, that happened as well. Gabby Garcia gets a single, and then you look up, you got runners on the corners and 1 out. And at the time, it's 4-1. I'm saying to myself, okay, well, I feel good about OU in this spot, but I want to see them manufacture a run. I want to see them produce a run, whatever that looks like. Nelly misses what it looked like a squeeze play. Parker makes it safely back into third base, luckily. But you don't get any runs out of that. And in my notes, I write, well, answer, because in the top of the first inning, you came away with nothing. They answered in the bottom of the second. They had opportunities in the top of the third. Can they answer in the top of the fourth? I want to see this team answer like they did in the top of the second inning. And they did that, man. Ailana Agbayani gets it started with a bunt for a base hit. Fantastic weekend, I'll say it once again. Abby Dayton gets an RBI single up the middle. Now you're up 5-1, and you're saying we can really bust it open in this spot. Runners at second and third with nobody out. Boom. Kasidi Pickering hits a 3-run home run. That's my MVP of the weekend, by the way, Kasidi Pickering. I thought she was good. And then my single favorite moment of the day, Ella Parker hits a towering 285-foot home run. I don't know where you guys were at watching that. Maybe you were at Love's Field. Maybe you were sitting at home. Maybe you were listening to the radio broadcast. I was sitting at our daughter's award ceremony with my phone in between my legs here, keeping up with the softball game. I mean, you do what you got to do, right? And I don't think I said it too loud, but I definitely said, oh my gosh, right when that ball came off the bat. I didn't make any crazy sounds or crazy noises throughout the course of that game, but that ball was hit so hard, and you knew it immediately off the bat that I couldn't help myself. I said, oh my gosh, when she hit that ball. I mean, it cleared Love's Field 285 feet. I didn't know it was possible to hit a home run that far, but Ella Parker showed us today that, yes, it is absolutely possible to hit an absolute tank the way that she did. Wow, what a moment for her. And wasn't necessarily having the greatest regional coming into today, so good for Ella Parker having that offensive production like she did. And you saw a really good version of Pickering, a really good version of Parker, a really good version of a lot of players, but when those two are hot, man, good luck. No one's beating them when those two are hitting the ball like that. They're sensational at the top of the order. That was fun. 8-run fourth inning. Again, it was the second inning. It was the fourth inning. Love Zach Hay getting an RBI single. Love Corey Hicks, who's really coming on here recently, getting an RBI. Hannah Core got an RBI. It just really felt like a complete offensive performance from top to bottom. And Patty Gasso wanted to see it, and this team delivered. So give this team credit for that. I'm sure Patty said, I love if we have 3 or 4 players performing at a high level, but I want to see it from everybody today. And this team responded. This team answered. That was a really good offensive performance. And I don't know if you want to say this offense is peaking. This offense is peaking at the right time. Peak Oklahoma offense has showed up in the postseason. Here we go. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they can even be better after making some mistakes in the top of the first and the top of the third inning. All I know is that power that they showed today, and even drawing, I think, 5 walks on the day, along with the 14 hits, that's an offense that can really help propel you to another trip to Oklahoma City and potentially even another national championship. I'm very happy with the offense today. Pickering was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Parker was 2 for 4 with an RBI. Gabby Garcia had 2 hits on the day. Nelly had 2 hits on the day. Agbayani was 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. Just good offensively, and I'm very happy sitting here on a Sunday afternoon. Look, I'm not going to complain about a win in the postseason. I'm not going to do it. Because you look at Texas A&M, the number 1 overall seed, they would have taken the ugliest win possible on Saturday against Liberty. And now, as I'm recording, they're down 6-0. They were down 6-0 last time. It's 6-1 in the top of the third inning. I'm not going to complain about any sort of a win in the postseason at this time of the year. But I am really going to get excited when you get wins the way that Oklahoma did and you play the way that they did on Sunday. That looked like a very, very, very good softball team, answering and responding the way that they did, winning 12-1. All 3 wins this weekend come in run rule fashion. Impressive. Pitching-wise, Sam Landry starts for the 3rd consecutive day. That is valuable information as we move forward to a super regional matchup and hopefully a Women's College World Series as well. It really worked out perfectly for Sam Landry to start all 3 games because in all 3 starts that she had, she didn't really throw a ton of pitches. And because the offense got out, so quickly on teams and put these games away offensively, you were able to go to your bullpen and really keep her pitch count at a minimum and always felt like you could bring her back the next day. 2, Sam Landry's always going to want the ball. Like, she always wants to do anything she can to help her team. But you were offensively, and this is a big thing, and this is another reason why I like the offense so much, you were so good offensively so early in these games that you were able to say, all right, let's get Audrey Lowry in this game. Let's get Kirsten Deal in this game. Let's get Isabella Smith and Peyton Monticelli in this game and really lower her pitch count so we don't overwork her in the regional. I thought that was awesome, and I thought that really everyone in relief had a good weekend, and you were able to get every single pitcher on the roster in at some point throughout the weekend. So Sam Landry gives you 3 innings, gives up the 1 hit. The 1 run was unearned. She did give up 1 run, no earned runs, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Still not the sharpest day for Sam Landry. I mean, she was good. I mean, she was good enough to get her 3rd win of the weekend, 22nd win of the season. She was still good enough for sure. That's not the sharpest version of Sam Landry, and I feel like I've said that a few times now this weekend. But here's the thing. Like, I've got such high expectations for Sam Landry because she spoiled me and spoiled the rest of us. But even though at times I say, she had a 2-2 count here, and those were 2 bad misses, that's not like the Sam Landry we've seen. Maybe she wasn't as sharp as she's been throughout the majority of the season, but she still didn't give up a lot of runs. And there's something to be said about that because the best part of that Cal team is their offense. And, Sam missed a couple of times. She hit a couple more batters than we're used to seeing. But what matters is how many runs she gave up. And she didn't give up a lot of runs this weekend. So great job by Sam Landry. Great job by Sam Landry to start all 3 games and gives you more than a chance to win in all 3 starts she had. Good to see Isabella Smith out there. She gave you an inning, gave up just the 1 hit, no runs, no walks. I'm always paying attention to the walks with all of these pitchers, but especially these relievers. Peyton Monticelli came in, looked really good, shut the thing down. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks. So it was a good day, man. I don't know any other way to say it. It's a good day. I'm going to guess there's a lot of positivity in the comment section, and never take this for granted, guys. Never take this run for granted. Yes, it's a regional. You always expected to be in the super regional. You always expect that. And for the 15th consecutive season, they are in the supers. But that's not easy. Don't take for granted what this team has done this year, what this program has done. We are living right now in the most incredible run in college softball history. And I don't know how long it's going to last. I mean, who knows how long it's going to last? I just know that we're living in the middle of it right now. So I have to constantly remind myself a little bit, even though you get caught up in all the minutia of a pitch-to-pitch basis with this team, like sit back and enjoy it a little bit. This historic run they're on, this incredible run that they're on, enjoy this because you may never see anything like it again. So I just kind of sat back and I really enjoyed this today. While at the award show as well. But I did pay attention and I clapped every time she won an award. She won like 4 today, which was awesome. But it was good. This weekend was good. It was a lot of fun. A lot more fun for Oklahoma than it was for LSU. LSU OUT out. Didn't even make it to Sunday after losing to Southeastern Louisiana a couple of times. Big yikes. As I take a look across the country here, and some of these scores will be final, some of these scores won't end up the way that I'm presenting them right now to you at the time of 4:05 Central Standard Time. Florida State looks like they're a few outs away from advancing to a super regional. Auburn won game 1 earlier in the day, and looks like FSU, barring something pretty incredible from Auburn, is going to advance to the supers. Texas Tech looked good this weekend. They're about 6 outs away from advancing over Mississippi State. Nebraska looks like they're going to advance to a super regional. They are going to win the Baton Rouge regional. Good for them. Texas A&M's down 6-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The betting favorite to win the Women's College World Series. Not by my odds. You guys know who I would have placed as the favorite. Oklahoma had the second best odds. Texas A&M had the best odds, and they may not even make it out of the Texas A&M regional, the number 1 overall seed. Wow, wow, wow. 4:30 this afternoon, Alabama and Virginia Tech. I want the Tide. I think we're going to get the Tide, but I want the Tide in a super regional matchup. After a chippy, not as chippy today, but certainly chippy yesterday against Cal. But good stuff, as always. We'll clap it up for the Oklahoma Sooners going to the Super Regional once again. 2 wins away from making it back to Oklahoma City. Best time of the year. Can't say it enough. We'll say it several more times, hopefully. Best time of the year. Weather moving into the state of Oklahoma. Hope you guys stay safe. I got a ton of content coming out next week, of course, as we preview the Super Regional. Try to have some really cool guests on as well. But appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for always leaving those comments, for always hitting the like button, for subscribing to the channel as well, all the nice comments that you have. Thank you. And we got another week to do this. And hopefully more after that as well. Appreciate you guys as always. Have a great Sunday. Thank you for watching.